Hi, welcome back to Zach of All Trades. I'm Zach, and today I'm going to be working on my Adventuremobile camper conversion. My main focus today is to secure these drawers so that I can get them to stay like this without having to use chicken feed as a counterweight. It seems as though spring has finally sprung here in the desert southwest, so thankfully today I'll be working in the shade. Oh, and before I forget, I did do a little bit more figuring, and it turned out that I needed one more sheet of 3/8, another sheet of 5/8, and a 2x4 that I purchased for $55.16, which brings the total to... You might be asking just why I feel the need for this thing to hang out so bloomin' far. That's a fair question, with a couple of answers really. I want to have plenty of space to cook and serve food way out in the boonies where there's no picnic table. I like the tidiness of not having any legs or supports to trip over or kick accidentally. Then there's also the matter of the ladder. Which serves to hold the whole thing together as a unit. As well as provides an easy way for the kids to get up and down. It needs to be long enough to reach the ground, which dictates where the pivot point needs to go, which in turn dictates the overhang. Now that that's all sorted out, let me show you how I'm going to go about securing these things into the truck. The first order of business is to cut an access hole in the bed liner. This allows me to get access to the rear 2 of the 6 bolts that secure the bed to the frame. Since they've been there for 19 years, they're in no big hurry to come out. That's okay. After verifying that I had plenty of spare threads to do so, I backed off both of the bolts. I proceeded to make a slot that's the same size as the shank of the bolt, and a larger hole about 8 inches in that will accommodate the captive washer on the bolt. Take a look in there. Look what I just sealed inside of this box. Fortunately, I'm going to cut holes in it. And there we have the first one installed, fully unsupported. It's not entirely invincible. There is a little bit of wiggle to it, but it seems to not complain too much about a 50-pound bag of chicken feed. Now time for the thumbnail shot. So I worked late into the night last night building this hinged platform for the boys to sleep on. This morning after the glue had dried, I came out and installed it, only to find that although it had succeeded in becoming one of the most awkward things ever contrived by human hands, and the fact that the boys loved it, it doesn't quite leave the grown-ups underneath with enough room to roll over. Now I'm going to leave it on my list of things spent because there are a few things that I think I can do to make it a little bit better. I could raise it up a little bit higher to give that extra room, but I'm a little bit leery of having the edge of this on the window. It seems like it might be too easy to accidentally kick that out in the middle of the night or something like that. It would also be possible to shorten it up this way by about 8 inches, which would make your hip room kind of sort of right here, so you'd still have room to roll over. It would take away a little bit of space from the kids. And I think that might also be a good solution. Probably the most glaring solution would be to try to get a thinner mattress, whether it be a foam rubber pad or something like that. That would give us a little bit of room. Either way, I'm trying to use what I've got on hand. I don't want to go out and buy a new mattress. The re-engineering that would have to happen to that platform to make it work, I think I'm fully capable of it, but not by tomorrow afternoon when we need to leave on this camping trip. So fortunately, I came up with a plan B that I think will be acceptable. I went by the hardware store on the way home from work today and purchased $36.72 worth of hardware. 8.5" by 1/4 stainless steel fender washers, 4 2" by 1/4 neoprene washers, 4 stainless acorn nuts, and 4 forged lifting eyes. You'll get a kick out of this. I don't know if you'll be able to read this, but it says forged lifting eye. Safe working limit 125 pounds. Warning, do not use for lifting or hoisting. Bodily injury or property damage may result from such use. How do you label something forged lifting eye and then put a warning on it that says do not use for lifting? Well, I'm not going to use it for lifting anyway. I'm going to use it for hanging. Now even I can sleep up here with plenty of room.
I want to sleep in there.
After another long night in the garage, now it's Friday, camping day, and I still have a few things left to do. Let me show you first the progress I made last night, and then I'll bring you along for the last few things before we can actually try this thing out. I've cut a hand slot in here. So when you pull it out to the stops, there it is. I've got some nice holes for storage on either side. I also put in this tie bar in the front to keep the front end from weeble wobbling around, to try to help keep everything in alignment a little bit better. I also screwed in this board to the front of the bed liner here. It's the only thing that's actually attached to the truck that would actually require tools to remove it should I need to use the truck for something. That supports the front end of these guys, and for right now I just have a screw into them holding these from sliding out when you pull the whole thing out. This allows us to take out the center section and have bench seating if we need, or we put in the middle section and sleep on it. Oh, and the other thing I did was put pins in this dowel on both sides. They're just kind of temporarily put in there right now to keep it from sliding out and keep the ladder from falling down. One thing worth mentioning is that I did wax the top of this with beeswax and every sliding surface that I could find. There's a lot of friction between this and that surface because that just lays right down on it. So I waxed both of these and it actually moves pretty nicely. So now the last things I need to do are to seal up the gap between the canopy and the truck. Also cut some foam blocks to fill up these voids and help with insulation, thanks to the giving trailer. And lastly, but not leastly, I need to make a door of some sort for this thing. I've got a rigid door kind of designed up here, but I didn't quite have the time to engineer it and build it properly in time for this trip. So what I'm going to do is going to cross truck camping with wall tent. Freebie. What you can't see here that could be a little confusing is that there's a small strip of plywood underneath there that I'm stapling to. So there it is. It's not the most beautiful thing in the world. I don't know. It's all right. It'll keep most of the bugs and hopefully most of the cold out. So we're going to load this critter up and head off camping. If in a couple of days we still enjoy it and it's useful, workable, I'll put some more work into it.